The Growth Podcast is back with another episode worth having. Today we are going into, we're still in the creative space. I think for the last 3 episodes we've had conversations with people who are in the creative space. And our guest for today is one of the most happening creatives in the country. He is a comic. He is a musician of sorts. We'll get into that conversation a bit later. But he's also into music and a whole lot of other things. And that for me is the hallmark of creatives, because creatives don't just do one thing. They do a lot of things. And today we're having a conversation with Ndine Emma. Welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me.
What's your real name?
Emmanuel.
Full name?
Emmanuel Piri. Emmanuel Mekelani Piri.
Emmanuel Piri?
Yeah.
Okay, it explains why you speak Nyanja very well.
Yeah.
Because at the beginning I was wondering, like, Chikamba Chinyanja or Chikamba Chizungu?
Oh, I know, we can use any language. Just that nimakangiwa ija chitundu chena pesa then na join. For example, if someone greets me in English, I'll respond to the language that's closest to my head. For example, how are you? Then as I'm a bit uncomfortable, maybe he doesn't know how to speak English, but I do. I just, respond however I want to.
You prefer Nyanja?
No, I just like responding however I want to.
Okay.
Yeah, I can push mchivemba ngati chivemba siri ready mutu kuchoka kuchira nduvyani nisayanga mchinyanja, but ngachiri ready kuchoka chizachoka pia hapo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I've got icebreaker questions for you in those glass boxes. Pick 2 questions.
I pick 2 at once or one first?
Yeah, one.
Alright. Should I read it?
Yeah, read it out. Read it out and give me an answer.
Handwriting, yeah. Tell us 3 things on your bucket list.
Yes.
I want to go to the Camp Nou.
Okay.
That's Barcelona Stadium in Spain, Barcelona. I want to... What else? I want to go to England.
To watch the Premier League?
No, just to go to England. Just for the English experience. And I want to go to Egypt.
See the pyramid?
Yeah, I'm fascinated with, the mummy and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next question.
Don't
worry.
What is a bad habit you have failed to overcome? Bad habit I failed to overcome. I think I laugh unnecessarily a lot of times.
Even very serious?
Yeah, very serious. Yeah. So, like when I'm Mama Karipa, this one is here, Mama Karipa. And then I have these inside jokes with my friends where maybe road, because we have this weird language we have formed that we only can understand.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I'll give you an example. If you and I were in a car with my friend and then we are lost, you say we are lost. Then in Nzabon kamesha yawe luba lunda kingdom. So not to luba. So nzaka kamesha luba lunda kingdom. So you must mzaka gwira ven kamba pokani kamesha tasoba.
Okay. Yeah. So let's start from the very beginning. How did Ndine Emma come about? How did the whole thing start?
Oh, the Ndine Emma thing came by accident. So I was a rapper prior to comedy.
Okay.
So Ndine Emma happened during load shedding. That's when it happened, because there was this day, I remember we didn't have power at home and I was alone in Nyumba. So I was just watching TikTok. And then I just had this idea. It wasn't really, I have an idea and then I want this video to blow, or I want to post it so that they can know me. I just made a video and put it on my status on WhatsApp, not on TikTok.
Yeah.
Because if you notice, my very, very first video, the tag that's there, it's not Ndine Emma. It's just another channel that my friend owned. So na my WhatsApp GB, banaka download that video. Bakafaka ku TikTok, yeah. Then kapitisa ku TikTok bandu. Like in 24 hours, it got like 15,000 views. And then after I did that, he sent me screenshots. Nabona kama wenda wakaposta ka video akani nivina mawani because nizo chache va Mungu vya wakati ufuna chema contacts wako watambeko banzako. But now people were downloading it off TikTok, posting it on Facebook. These big pages we have in Zambia, Zambia Landscape, I think Mwebantu also, Z Insta blog, and other blogs were posting it on the socials. And then people were asking, who's this guy? They didn't say Ndine. But I'm the one who said Ndine in the video because I was introducing myself.
Yeah.
Because I made a video where I was calling the customer care.
Oh, customer care?
Yeah, the customer care.
For Zesco?
No, not for Zesco. It was for a named network.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was complaining about bad network. And then he was like, who are we talking to? And I was like, Ndine. So I did that consistently for 3 videos. Because after I did that, I was like, oh, people actually like it. Let me try another one. Let's see if I'm funny. Because I never thought of myself as a comedian.
Yeah.
Of course, I made my friends laugh. But I never considered myself as a comedian. I just thought maybe I was just a goofy kid. Yeah. So I made a second video. I was calling the DJ. For some radio station because he kept talking over a song. So I was like, boss, like a nyimbo ilile. So in the comment section, because what usually happened was my video didn't get a lot of views because the pages were quick to get the video, put it on theirs. So by the time people were coming to see it on mine, they had already seen it on theirs. Yeah, so it didn't really carry that much impact. So people were commenting in the comment section. They were like, Ndine, he's even serious. So people were like, no, you should just start your own page because this has potential to, because people are loving you now after just 2 videos. And after 3 videos, I had made my own page and posted those same videos on my page, but I didn't have a name to put on my page. So like, so because people kept searching for hello Ndine when you search on Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
Like my previous searches, they were like hello Ndine. So I was like, kapena mene India is ankala page. And yeah, from there that's where we started.
Interesting. The first time I saw your content was the one for the football stadium. The one of Heroes.
Yeah, that was the 3rd ever video.
That was the 3rd. Yeah, I saw it. And I work for ZMB, so I think I know who you were talking about.
I wasn't talking about anybody.
For me, I knew. Yeah. So I think it was funnier to me than others because I could actually like
personally know the person.
Like one of those things where I can walk to this guy's office and see him, right? I know who he's talking about. So for me, I feel like I related with that more. And for me, it was so real, like this actually is Zambia and the UK because I watch, obviously we all watch international media, we know how they do it, and then also even here at home we know how we do it, but then if you look at the difference, the disparity, actually something that's funny, So you create the page and then what happens now?
After I created the page, I posted that same video,
and
then Makitu shared the video and a lot of other pages. So what I used to do was I noticed that since they're all getting this content, they already have a huge following. I'm not going anywhere if they continue doing this. So, but you can't just jump and say, so what I used to do was when they post the video, I'll just, comment with my link, the link to my page.
Yeah.
So I just left my link there. And then eventually they started sharing it on their own. After they steal my video, they put the link on top there and they were like, if you want to follow his page, follow this link. And then, I gained some followers and they stopped sharing the content. And that's where Ndine began. After when sharing, then people started coming to my page now. So it was now up to me to keep it afloat.
Okay. So you at a point where, like you said, load shedding, and whatnot. Before the social media thing started, what was your life like? What were you doing?
I had just completed my grade 12. That was 2020. Yeah. So just trying to figure out what I want to do with my life. I was a rapper from the time I was like I think 7 when I moved to Lusaka. That's when I found out that music. I might turn to rap. Yeah, so that's when I became a rapper. And then, so my dream was originally to just become a rapper after school. But I used to do music even when I was in school. So it was just a matter of because it's school, I think more full time. So that time I was making that video. I was doing my music, but it wasn't really going anywhere because music is harder to push. It requires a lot, a lot of money, time. Compared to comedy where I can just use my phone and make a video, but students often can see 500 videos, often can pick up 6 pin, and by that time I wasn't doing anything, So my life was just like I was just a homeboy. TV. My kumatero. That's all. Yeah.
You said you came to Lusaka. Where were you before Lusaka?
Kabwe.
Oh, you're in Kabwe?
Yeah, that's where I was born.
Watching on maps.
But maps.
Okay. Yeah. And so that happens now. You obviously are just this kid at home. Now the Facebook thing starts. At what point do you realize I can actually take this very seriously?
So when I created my own page, what happened was I started. It started small first because the offers I would get for like money were. I have a 50 kwacha, post this link for me, for my song, make a video for my song. Mama pangira vama comedy vo, ni pangira ko pali nyimbo yanga. Andumira ko katuzari, so by that time I was just staying home. So ngavera tuzari, same chana ngati 2 pin, ngati 5 pin, so tuzari. Ni bena bando, beni pana gola bando ja, nizokumbo nizogola ja 2 kwacha 100 MB.
Wachoka patari.
So yeah, but when I really took it seriously was when I was approached by a certain betting company. And then that's when I knew that, what I'm doing actually has a lot of value. Because when they approached me, I'm lucky they didn't ask me how much I charge. Because they gave me an offer. Because ija offer amena pasa and they could bad than in drama zamene nizena bana kampandu ina sema wanafunza che direct sema naoza nanga 500 dish and but I remember the first time they came to me, they offered me that was like 4,500
for one post.
For just posts, not videos.
Oh, okay.
Just pictures.
Yeah.
For example, Amani Wate.
Yeah.
Just for 4 pictures. And I was like, this thing can actually grow. And then I really, really, really took it seriously when I was given first chance to perform on stage, because I just thought I would continue making these videos on my phone. But then I was given an offer. We have this show. We want you to come perform, and it was there's this show that's held once a year. The Zambia, what's it called? Comedians Association of Zambia. They have this show once a year where they have each and every comedian in the country on that lineup.
Okay.
So for the first time I was on stage, I shared the stage with every legend in our country. It was Bob Nkosha. These people I just watched on Facebook. There was Bob Nkosha, Shimumbi, the late Brighton Sinkala. We had MC Khaled, we had Bwananjombe, IDC Light, Maza, everyone, you can name them. So when I got there, plus the show was paying as well. And for the first time, I slept at a hotel with room service. Because when I was telling my mom that I'm going to the Copper Belt, she was like, because by that time she did not really understand what I was doing. I didn't pay for my nyimbo because she knew me as a rapper. Yeah. Apparently
like electricity.
I don't know, it's consequentry. So yeah, that's when I went there. It was an amazing show. After that show, a week later, I was called to perform at the Ankansime show in Kitwe. That was like the biggest comedy show, one of the biggest comedy shows that has ever happened in this country, because it was held at ECO Mall, outdoor. The seating capacity was unlimited, because and then I was the opening act. So after I was paid from that show, that's when I really found out, because I had now met the content creators in Zambia, I had met the comedians in Zambia who had told me how much they earn from certain things, how far it can take me. Because Ndine kanizana bwana mende kuch. Bwana mamoto kashan. Bwana mamoto ka bwanjini wanacheka baone kachata abantu so avutika mwenvutikira So yeah, that's when I really, really took it seriously. After I came back from there, I was like, I can't all out. Because when I first started, it was just one of those things. I was like, I was just changing up. Maybe after 3 weeks, was I back in Zambia, Facebook. But after I came back from there, that's when I really, really knew that this can really take me somewhere.
Okay. And obviously you now begin to realize, like, look, this can actually work for me. I can make money out of this. What changes did you then begin to make so that people can then take you seriously? Because like you said, I mean, a company to call you and tell you we'll give you 4,000 kwacha, money you didn't expect. It means now you also have to level up. Get the point? Exactly. You also have to level up. Talk to me about the leveling up in terms of from just being a joker sitting at home making to my videos. What was the process for you now to begin catching up with, like you said, there are others, comedians who come like, everything is okay with them, they're doing fine. And then there's you who's like just realizing that, okay, this actually can be my career, How did you then begin to take your life seriously? How did you then begin to make changes and so you can begin to fit into the future that you wanted? Yeah.
So I forgot to mention, when it first started, when you're just watching the audience on Facebook, you don't really know how wide it is. You don't know which areas you're covering. So from what I was watching, I was famous in Lusaka.
Yeah.
The first show I was talking about was held in Ndola. Dabanifika kundola vaniziva. Kundola. Not even Ndola. Kumangala jati mafika pakawa matundako. Dabanseruka pakawa, because me, I'm just taking myself as a regular person now.
Yeah.
But dabachiri ma photo. Photo. Tafika kukitwe, same thing. Tafika kundola, same thing. That's when I really knew that, oh, okay. It's not just Lusaka now. It's Zambia, So, and then kumangala pa Facebook, pa my post, pa comment, watching from Livingston, watching from Solez. I was like, oh, okay. Now things just got real. So I had to begin the branding process now. I had to stop being just Emma, the boy, to Ndine Emma, the brand. Had to restrict myself from going to certain places. Because when we were starting, of course, nezomveka, but nezomvera munshe ati nezomveka. So nezoenda che munguru che jako ati nibe koenda banifuna che niende kuti nimbere ko che mundapunda ko che somewhere che ati Ndine ma laka Ndine. Yeah. So now that's when I really, put in a lot of work in terms of nikumbuka baba kunyambira na kafoni kena ngusomkata mama video yanga mungaone kuti I had to, buy a new phone. I had to buy new clothes from the money I was making. I had to look the part, I had to ask for features from the established comedians. I had to make sure that my brand was protected. I had to trademark certain things. Ndine is registered. It's like an enterprise. It's like a company. Yeah. I had to do all that. But I didn't just think of that. Let me not take all the credit. I had people who were, guiding me through these steps and actually telling me what to do. Because me, all I thought was, it's all about making videos. It's all about making videos. I didn't know, you had to walk into Trade Kings and, present yourself there and answer certain questions and, listen to their proposals, understand the contract before you sign anything. I didn't know it was about that. All I knew was we're making videos, we are posting, vaseka bantu timveka, but tibarako timveka njitimvera njara. Undu celebrate ka lifestyle ka just kaoneka nan. And then, with people in Zambia, they just expect you to be rich as long as they know you. Yeah. Iwe ndiwe emai. Sunga vutike. Oloka nda pa filling station. Nti diemo because waziva kaira ti zibuya. But waziva maybe kapena nizina che but isizingeno. So, I had to make sure that from the name, it wasn't only Ndine pa Facebook. I was actually making something at the end of the day. So yeah, I had to really change my whole life. I moved from my parents' house because kwati kwenye nkara kumatero nija kwati mbonga sonte bali wansa tindema nkara pa then wazazula abantu pepa parod guy. So oromunda pita cho ulimnyumba mbele pondile mapo nkara se handboza and then kali bantu swanga zishushana japa ndiye pano hapo shala veranda Facebook yone kila. Yeah.
And then also I want to find out, like, do you have a team? or as in if someone wants to contact you, ni mungulu cha kutumia phone or no kuli management shan tunankoni aba then malevo sportif kuli iwe ni chiviche final cha vintu.
Usually sportif kuli ni shi beve ba ve watumira ndi ba mabwera kuzaine. Yeah, but before yenze chi direct chi yenze chi na number emozi once benzo bwera chiko kuja benzo zura che mu inbox, but then I had to, you know, make a team of mostly to make things easier. Most of them are my friends, but then we have one person who's like just the manager, the one who's like all about the business. He's not our friend, you know, he's the one making the corporate deals and stuff. Then I have my friends who are like assistants. Some run the page, some do this, some do that. Yeah, we're like the four of us.
The four of you?
Yeah.
And you managed to pay them very well?
Yeah. I managed to. What usually happens is, like with my friends, because they don't work.
Manjo wasek.
I'm sure I. Yeah. So it's we were together in high school. So nije chakwa since baga pabe mchiteni mkashita kwaso, and then mamina moenda enda bambiro matenga ma connections, maybe sometimes and for example banperekeza ku filming or something and maybe Zambia magic when I'm kuja batenga ko my acting jobs because they feature in the videos as well. I'm sure you watched most of them because mapanga ma video no one most not bad but when good data tunapanga problem just I'm sure I'm mna ko tamba ma video yangu because maybe last time ngapena match no I found Josam in the industry mungafunza twenty Josam
no because I know this Josam. I know you do a lot of videos with Vubui. Then there's that video I was watching, that guy who you are doing at Chan at Ukola Tuswende whatever, that one those guys. Yes, I know those guys. Yeah, so
since guy balibema zina yapa Facebook
okay,
but mama pesa gache ma video yanga soche, and then some people you know contact them, they're like, oh no, we like your acting skills, do you want to audition for some roles? Do you want to do this, do you want to do that? So yeah, we win together.
Okay. The FIFA deal for the World Cup, tell me about that.
Yeah, the FIFA deal, man. So what happened was FIFA and Supersport were looking for influencers. FIFA had its own thing, Supersport had its own thing. They were looking for influencers for the FIFA World Cup. So they wanted, you know, content creators for TikTok. I was lucky because I'm not a TikTok person anymore. You know, I have way more followers on Facebook than on TikTok. I have like 757,000 on Facebook. Then I have like 200 something on TikTok. But they wanted TikTok strictly. So I think they saw my Facebook as well because they wrote me an email. But what usually happens, the funny thing is, the way hackers come, my hackers,
those guys, my +44 shanshan. Yeah, we have seen your Facebook page. Do you want dollars? We pay you per week.
We work with brands like Puma, Nike, you know. And until they told me they needed some administrator access to my page. I was like, this is page foot, big man. I think $700 So yeah, that's how they came as well. They were like, no, we are from FIFA, blah blah blah. FIFA. Yeah, and this was scam. I don't know how he just managed to convince me to reply to that message because I don't reply to those messages. Scam. But luckily again, it was the first time I was seeing FIFA. Usually they come as Nike, you know, these brands.
Yeah, the big brands.
Yeah, the big brands, the clothing brands, I would say. But I'd never seen anything from FIFA. And I knew it was the period for the FIFA World Cup. Yeah. They were like, you should check out these. They sent some links. You should check out these TikToks. So since they were TikToks, usually my hackers, when I end up my Facebook, I'm like, oh, okay, let me take this risk. If they hack my TikTok, fine, I don't use it. You know, I pressed that link and it took me to Eurapuria's video. You know Europuria?
Yeah, the commentator guy.
Yeah, the commentator guy. They were like, we want you to make videos like these, using these sounds for iconic FIFA World Cup moments, like the Asamoah Gyan miss in 2010. You have the James Rodriguez goal in 2014. Yeah, Lampard miss. Yeah, so I was like, oh, okay, this is pretty cool because all of these moments, I have them in my head because I'm a
Yeah.
huge Peter Drury fan.
Yeah.
Like I know most of his, like the classic commentary moments like Shabalala in 2010.
Yeah.
Go
for all
Africa.
Yeah,
Rejoice. Bafana have popped the first Coke of the day of days. So I knew those moments in my head and they were like, we just need you to recreate these. I was like, and and then they were like, you should send your lines for easy communication. Yeah. And before that, they were like, we should have a Zoom meeting tomorrow morning. I was like, oh, okay. Scammer. Nagona. So ndaboxeni ka phone kadida ka message. So I check my inbox and they were like, follow this link for the Zoom. Kutini ka link na tulo to angana vulana shit pa bed. Ndabache bantu bali serious. Big man, because I thought I was talking to one person. And then it was like a meeting, the same Europe from Kenya.
Oh.
Most of them were white. The only blacks were the influencers. So, I think so I'm very breath, but still camera. Camera. Yeah, we started discussing figures. Kwanza kupunda mafiga wakati ngabopunda figa na pundira kana unati uyu apunda ine kono ine ku Zambia ine ngapanga zambiri pa video ine isima pita 12 pin bana lekanipunde che mitengo zako ati nine nikopere kuli wa ku South Africa nine bana punda zinga dollars. They were like okay boza nkon pangono ngati boza kupano kana maningi okay all right, since it's our first project, because I'm professional manning since it's our first project, just yeah, and then we started working from there. So I've been influencing the FIFA World Cup in Zambia for them on TikTok.
Wow.
It's been
Who was the first person you thought about that?
Huh?
Who was the first person you thought? After Vachitika, it was because obviously
no one, man.
At the point when you thought Mascama, you can't start telling people. But when you when you actually realized, okay, apa Vachitika zone, apa manje game, like actually, who was the first person you thought?
My manager.
Oh, it's your manager.
Yeah, I was like, apa big man since you were Mascama Bwanji, but he didn't get a meeting because he was there with me, but through Zoom. Events are like taking us serious and nakumbuka kwa TV yake jakapenda zingati nchafaka kuna picture yangu titi wangaze brand che strong ya Zambia afana na suit mio so actually if you notice the FIFA deal was announced by other pages, not by me,
because when I saw it I went to your page, there was nothing on your page.
No, there was nothing because it hadn't
registered yet.
In my head, I was just like, if it's new one, if it maybe
because Pazet ya boy Luca,
FIFA big man. And then, so what happened was they had told us to announce the news. So we told those pages, the ones that announced, we were like, on this day we are going to announce, but we've just told you now so that when we say later to post, we post. Tiba uzache usiku wa posta. Big man ba posta bwanja bantu aba says tikabo posta kuna tikabo panga official announcement. Ya blow ankanti. Ayona ukuta. Okay, forget it. But me, I wanted to post the news when they pay me. That's when I would believe that it's real, Because we started the work before being paid.
Okay.
Yeah, we did our first video without being paid because the deal started on the 28th of
November.
No, not
November.
Of October. Then we were paid on the 4th of November. So I was like, is ngaona sheka ka dia customer. Nipa menenza ka posta because nchinaziva ta olo bani scammer banilipira, So when immediately I saw that, that's when I announced. Now I was like, oh no, we're glad to inform you, shan. They were like, yeah, bro, we already heard that before, bro. Where were you? You're the only one that doesn't know.
and then also among some of your achievements, the Facebook monetization.
Yeah,
I think you're the only Zambian I know. I don't know about other. Maybe they're there, but I don't know about them. Because I see when I'm watching your videos, send stars, chan.
Yeah, I think I'm the first. Because from what I've seen, I think I'm the first.
And what was the process like for that?
We've been on that project since February. Been working on that tirelessly with our team from the US. Because we did.
When my team US?
Oh, I'm going to what Jerako Katapa. Okay. Tiriko, I just call them my team, but they're like relatives.
Yeah.
Yeah. The relatives, my manager. So they've been working on that. Our region yet is not able to be monetized.
Yeah.
It's not, according to them, our market is not mature enough for monetization at the moment because there are very little content creators that take their brand seriously. You know, most of our content creators we have are just these bafana chipa TikTok apanga dancing. They don't know the value of what they're doing. Yeah, kubazungu akavina kwa chaka 2 million views uko nishi aina manager na washan but kono nija shi auresi monga enezo cha ina kunyumba jade nishiniamba. So yeah, we even had a meeting with the owners of TikTok and Let's Chat. They came to Zambia last month. They gave us reasons why we are not yet monetized. So they were like, even the content creators that are managed in Zambia, they can't work like that. They need like brands. They don't need famous people. They need brands. So with that, we've been working on that for a very long time. So what used to happen is, it was a secret. But yeah. Anyway, but yeah, so they did it from there. They've been working on it from there. We make videos here, they post from there. So it's like our region
has changed.
Is detected from there.
Oh, not here.
So Ndine yako no, by Facebook. Yeah, so that's how we manage to.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much the same even with YouTube because YouTube, Zambia can't monetize. Zambia is not there, but Zimbabwe is there.
You know,
I don't get
logic.
Like I don't get how Zimbabwe is there.
Yeah, we also did our YouTube. Our YouTube was the first. We did our YouTube like 4 months ago, 4 or 5.
From that side.
Yeah, from that side.
Okay, talk to me about your content. What is your process of producing videos? Like, talk to me about script until part the thumb.
Okay, so I don't have a script. That's why I make videos with the same people. Because if I was to make a video with you, it would be a bit hard. Because obviously you need something to guide you. Maybe time. So with my friends, we spend a lot of time together. We've spent a lot of time together. Years. They know how I am. They know how I work. They know what I want when I'm just starting to explain it before I finish. So with my videos, I just give you the scenario. You come up with your own words, I'll come up with my own words when we start. So your mouza sekesela yo nvako. Na mwenza sekesela yo nvanga. But kasi hiza video nzako za okay, sina pange sense did it. I do not script because with me I believe maybe with other people's projects I can work with a script. I've worked with scripts before, but for my own things I don't do scripts because I think they limit your creativity. I like thinking on the spot. I like being challenged when I'm making a video. Because I've worked with a script before where I'm memorizing and then when you're talking, in my head, I'm thinking about the next line that was on the script. But if tikayamba kambati, okay apa, uzapita apa nzavala headso queen and then nzavpanga mwani kuduarira so ukazikamba chata sorry bakamba. Then nzamuka mwache ono nga mixa shan. So with that, I keep coming up with things on the spot and I surprise myself as well. But when I like completely write the script, man, it's boring. I've tried doing that and those are like my least watched videos. But the ones that are just off the top, they're like really funny. It's the same thing I do on stage. On stage, of course, I write material. But do you know what the funniest things are? Those things that you just say out loud, like maybe someone says something in the crowd, then Chadida. That's how my friend Vubu works. Vubu is one of the funniest people I know. We've sat in a room where me and Vubu were writing content, maybe for a show, we have a show, and then we're writing, Tizalemba, but from Mumu to Chepa Akafka stage. Why is those are the funniest things. The material is just there to guide you so that, usaonekere, just in case you run out of things to say. So with my videos, mostly they just and then I just take them from observation. From
I like your videos with Vubu a lot.
Yeah.
I actually enjoy those more. Not to say the others are not good, but I enjoy those more.
Yeah, I enjoy making those more.
Yeah, because I remember there was one where you guys she was in a car or something, then she had money, the one for Kembo. You know,
Yeah,
like
Kembo.
Yeah. And she's very good with the British accent, eh?
She's very good with the British accent, Jamaican, Spanish, French. It's just that.
No, Kucharo?
But since I'm accent, she's watched a lot of movies, I guess. So, you see, like those videos, they're not scripted. We didn't plan for her to say Kembo, you know. The only concept there was just, I told her, I was like, I have this idea where, since that was the second video when I started Tidwale. Tidwale was the first and that one was the second, where I said junkie finds a girlfriend. Yeah. So I just told her, I was like, okay, the idea I have is just you are in a car and then I'm supposed to meet you here. Then we meet, just use your British accent. I'll use my junkie accent. Let's shoot. That's all. That's the main thing that was there. There was no concept. There was no guidelines. There was just a scenario that would happen. And then we started from there. The guy who was in front, the driver, he was the one shooting. So we were just, giving each other a chance to talk. So she talks. I pick up from what she said. She picks up from what I said. Just like that until the video, I see it or not see it.
The Tidwale, is it registered?
Yeah. It's a trademark.
It's a trademark?
Yeah.
Okay. So how did it work with that guy who has a Tidwale? Because I thought that song was yours.
No. Yeah, it wasn't mine.
So how did that work? He paid you for the trademark?
So what happened was, when Tidwale started, because I noticed that Tidwale had become big. It was very big. It was everywhere. So I wanted it to be bigger than it was. So we started the Tidwale challenge, where you can use the word Tidwale and do anything you want. You can make a video, you can make a song, a poem, whatever. Then we give you a prize. We had those Tidwale t-shirts, head socks. We gave our prize money. Yeah. So he did the song out of the Tidwale challenge, actually. But the only problem was when he commercialized it. That was the only problem. But the thing was, his manager and my manager were supposed to have a conversation after we noticed, because I was the one promoting that song, the Tidwale song. After it came out, I was the one, I used it before going on stage. Wherever I go, I was making live videos with the song because, I was his fan before he did the Tidwale song. Yeah, because I liked he was authentic in his style of rap. It was the first time I was hearing him rap in Nyanja. So I was his fan before he did the song. And after he did the song, we started communicating. I was like, I'm actually, then, we started talking like that. We became, I would say friends. Okay, no, not friends, but yeah. So his manager and my manager are the ones that, but it's like, but me and him were okay. But then he got signed to Nexus. And I think Nexus, but anyway, who gives So what happened was, I think Nexus were riding the Tidwale wave because obviously they want to promote their brand. And since I'm not a musician, they can sign me. So they'll sign the closest thing to Tidwale, which was the most happening thing in the country at the moment. So I bet signing him was very good for their brand. But signing him again was bad for his career because it didn't really do anything for him. He said it multiple times, even in interviews. Everyone knows.
All right. The other thing I want to find out is in terms of changes that you've had to make, because obviously now you're a big star and whatnot. Are you still friends with your guy? You're friends from Matero, or now the level has changed?
So the funny thing is, I didn't have a lot of friends. I was always because the thing with my family is we were always moving. Tinangala kukakanyama, tinangala po kuchibolia, tinangala po kujonleng, tinangala po kumaken, tinangala po kuchunga, tinangala po kuchirenje, tinangala po kwarakan, tinangala po kushanti, zuzungu kulipala. So what usually happened was when I was young, we would move to a place, I would make friends. I would move to another place, I would miss the friends I had. It would take time for me to make new friends. I would make friends, again, would separate. So I got tired of making friends. Because I always knew that so I grew up with that thing in my head. So the only friends I had were the ones at school, because we met every day in the same class, you know. And then so where I used to stay, I had like one friend in Matero, the most recent. I had one. So like the friends I still have those two. They were like my best friends in class. So those are the friends I still have. The funny thing is, when you're starting out, or for example, when you have a friend and then they become famous. Like for example, you're very famous, and then the people you were with in school, you were not friends with the whole class, but you had certain friends. But there are people in your class that you only knew because you were in the same class who say, "Nimzanga, anachinja, alamsama kambisa." But in class, Simon's my friends. You were classmates. You know?
Yeah.
So that's the funny thing. People will be like, someone can be... And then that's when they want to associate themselves with you. Because I receive phone calls. I was like, boy, when is I'm 12 in? To me, they photo per WhatsApp at 2, and then that's when they want to be like really tight with you, but we have things to do. So we're like, I think I push on it, but you know, I can't, you know, allow you in my space because you won't really add anything, you know, on the table. Okay. I keep friends who come up with ideas. Well, in an idea, but in the much I comedy, so chai. Because Ndine a comedian, I have friends who have a great sense of humor. A lot of them. So yeah, it's better I have those. And the few I've made now in the industry, obviously, like Vubui, who's like my best friend.
How do you manage fame? As in, how do you not let it get to your head? Because how do you manage that? How do you relate with your fans when people meet you? Obviously, want a photo, they want what? Then there are those for Chibedeshi again. You know, how do you manage relations with people? How do you manage people?
It's really hard. That's why people commit suicide, because you have to tolerate a lot of nonsense. You know, the people who are in the world who are just spiteful, who just hate you for no reason, the people who just spread rumors about you, the people who just come to comment, over a video that you worked so hard on, spent a lot of hours on the screen, and then someone just says, something just dumb, and then obviously, the people who hate, but they always wait for that first person to start the game.
Then to join in.
Yeah, and then, someone will be like, this is just nonsense. You are very dry. And then people are like, I was waiting for someone to say it. This guy, what do you even laugh about? What do you even find funny in this guy? That's very painful. You have to develop a little bit of thick skin to ignore that, because you can't reply to everything. But the funny thing is, no one can ever tell you that in person. I've had a lot of comments on my page, saying, you're the driest comedian. I don't even know why people love you. But I hear Murod, all of them are celebrating. But for Facebook, that's where they can hide, because, the cowards and stuff. So,
you're more mature now. You've been doing this for a long time. You're more mature now. You better understand how to deal with the criticism and whatnot. Because you're more mature now.
Yeah, now.
How was it dealing with these people who just hate you for no reason in the beginning?
It was very hard, because they started immediately. I started, because obviously not everyone will find you funny. Even in the first video I made, people were like, but what's funny? Who's this guy? And then there are like people who are... sometimes when you don't find something interesting, just keep quiet and walk away. Like, kulima film yeti or kuma video maybe yapa YouTube yeti zonda. Kulima video mangat how to peel a banana. Kulipa wa mina ine nika ipeza how to peel a banana. Nizi wati nzawa nonga data. Just scroll, since I end up at this is useless. Why am I hurting myself? Why am I in pain over someone's content that they made on their own? So when I first started, it was really hard, and I really wanted to stop, because when I first started, I wasn't used to it. I was used to being in my own space, with my few friends that, I hung out with. Now I have people from different places in the country commenting nonsense about, someone they don't really know, like hate speech and stuff, making fun of your looks. And then I was like, but Nashashani. Van sharing in a video. And then there would be times where I would just be like, why is it for Tisa? I mean, I was enjoying my life. I was just sitting here, I was okay. And now I'm being hated on by all these people. But then there's this saying that says, numbers don't lie, In as much as they are hating, my page is the fastest growing in the country. In 1 year, I have over 1 million followers on all socials combined. And 756,000. There are people who have been in the game for years. They're still stuck on 200,000. Some are even celebrating 100,000 now. Which when I look at, I'm like, well, we're not celebrating 100,000 because now it looks so little. But there was a time when I was celebrating that. So even though they hate, the number of people that love you are still more than those because the page keeps growing. The business keeps coming. The shows keep on coming. They've never really gone down. I've never had a moment where Chayum.
Tell me about a time where you felt like, okay, yes, there are haters, there are these guys, I'm a jealous chip, but okay, but people love me. Like, tell me when you felt that. Okay, but zone, okay, Vantu, I enjoy having cheaters on.
When was that? When can I say that was? But the moment I really, really, really realized that this is really big was it wasn't my show. It was Dumisani's Africa Must Think.
Yeah, the conference.
I went to Hero Stadium. So what happened was, when I was, that was one of the first major events I had attended, but not performing, just attending. So I was walking into the Hero Stadium as a regular guy, but in Shinapanga kote ma video 24 pacha. So nafika chalira, but Nezanamba nangena stadium paja nangena nakwela pa stairs, and then since I had to find a seat, so I walk in and then namboenda kumbali kukuli bandu, like near the pitch. So the camera, for reasons I don't know, direct pali in paper and then the whole stadium just went mad. Then that was before to do it. I was like, oh, okay. People really, really love what I'm doing. And also, when I went to Malawi, people love me there as well. I was like, that's what I'm Zambia, but hype is the same, And then there was this time where I made that thing that trended on TikTok where I was at Unza. I was on stage at Unza. We were in activations for the Freshers Bash.
Yeah.
So I was on stage and then I had run out of things to say. So there was this guy just standing here, beside me on stage, and I was like, yo, macho, buakuno. Then I got his bag. I was like, nakafaka bag up. And then I was like, kagwira. They were like, hey, kaoneka fresh. Hey, ndisebene. Pundampona tivene. That was the first time I said pundampona tivene. And they were like, vene. Like the whole school, people who were in the dorms, all came out. That's when I would just say I always discover when I go to a show, just the reaction I get from people. It's amazing.
Do you get the pressure to keep giving the people what they want?
Yeah, it's the I don't want to be comfortable. I see a lot of people who are comfortable with how far they've come. People who are just like, I refuse these days. Someone just comes to my house and like, Martin, tetapaka video, but video mfuna ikinkalipalisha ntinti mvenga fisike sana if because this was kama tin video yangu kama video yatu so with me I always try to outdo myself in every video I make. I always try to get rid of characters as fast as I can, no matter how good they are. I don't want people to get to the point where they say, this is getting old. I always try to challenge myself. It has been a long time since I wore a head sock. And I said, Dwale, it's been very long. I make videos as me now because they will never get tired of me. I'm not a character. I am me. But I have these characters that I've made in between my brand. There's this Kung Fu Master. We have Bob Mwale now, who's like Bob Marley, but the Zambian version. Of Bob Marley. So Bob Marley obviously has 2 more videos to go before we delete him.
Bob Marley is about to be unemployed.
Yeah. So I always try to outdo myself. I always try to watch as much as I can. I don't really watch a lot of content creators because I fear, it might be good too good that I'll copy. I'll try to make something like that. So I just watch other things that interest me and just draw inspiration. For example, that video you're talking about where I was talking about the journalists. That's not because I watched comedy, it's because I watched news. The things that, I made a video comparing Zambian commentators and British commentators. It's because I watch football, not
Yeah,
comedy.
I saw that one. Waliankanga something. You mentioned him.
I love Matimba Nkonje because I'm a very huge fan of Bola Yapazed as well. So, I made a video about Bob Marley. It's not because I watch comedy. It's because I listen to reggae. I draw inspiration. It's like the people that inspire me are not even comedians. My idol is not a comedian. I draw inspiration from other sources, but I just try to be like them in my own area.
Good. And then also, how often do you make content? You look at it, you watch it again, spanga sense and just delete?
I do not delete, but I just don't post. Like Tidwale. Funny thing is that I made Tidwale a month before I posted it because I thought it was very dry. Because the way it was shot, we were just the two of us, me and the other guy who was in the video. So we were shooting ourselves. So when it's my part, he shoots. When it's his part, I shoot. So in terms of flipping, I check camera. So it didn't look professional. We had these horrible takes. We did it in one take, And then I kept the video because I was like, okay. Because when I first started, they were like, Mwambosira. But before Tidwale, they were like, Wambosira, because the content was not really,
Taking,
Yeah, I tried to do a lot of international content, I tried to do this American accent, blah, blah. There are a lot of people who will laugh at the American accent, but the average, Zambian community won't accept it. They're like, why are you trying to sound Shan? Why are you trying to sound Shan? I might impress you here, you enjoy, but it's only for a short period of time because there will be another guy who will come to Zambia. And then the funny thing is, in Zambia, we share the same fans. So if today just one guy made a certain catchphrase, but my fans banga bazankarako, but attention is ankara kuri uja, and then they'll have this, what do you call it in English? What's this word? Anticipation of what will he do next. So in Nzachosa video, oh, by mama chosa. Then Nzachosa, achosa. They'll be like, what is he doing now? So if they all do that and I don't have fans outside Zambia, then I'm not doing anything, So what the advantage of having fans outside the country is, no matter what happens here, I'm safe. Because I'll have fans there. My fans in Kenya will watch. I'm not saying I have them, but I'm just, giving you the
Maybe you do.
Yeah, probably. Maybe if, for example, if I have fans in the US, they'll watch. So the situation, social media here won't affect me because I'll still have my own market there, So, yeah.
You went to Malawi, you mentioned. You met William last. I like that guy. He's a very funny guy. And his comedy is sort of like Mr. Bean. He doesn't talk much. Just can just do his face. I don't know, just tap with his eyes. And,
he's lucky he's ugly.
Yeah, you're he's what?
I won't say that again, bro.
Anyway, I watched the recording. So anyway, so your interaction with comedians like him and other comedians outside the country, what did you learn from that exposure? Because it's different if you're a comedian and get a point. Then you go out there and see what other people are doing, how they're doing it, how they're managing themselves, how they're producing the content. What did you learn from, interacting with other comedians? Like there's that girl from Malawi. What's the name again?
Felicitas.
Yeah, Felicitas. That lady. There's William Lass. There are others also from other countries. Interacting with foreign, content creators. What lesson did you learn, and how did that affect your work coming back home?
Yeah. So before I met William, I met Kansime.
Yeah.
And who gave me a really, long talk. Gave us. It was like she gave us like a workshop.
Yeah.
She told us not to undercharge, to know our worth, not just do things because today big man mukabwera kuli ene mukakambati uma chap zingati kuposta pa page, for example, na bakamandani one pin Next time mazakambati nifuna keka but nina 9 zari hayo. Is a 7th? Is a 7th. Next time boy pa 850 until you kafike pa 50. You know, it will always go down unless it's there, you know. You just know your worth. Defend yourself even though you're broke. You know, you might be in a situation where ufuna kwa 50 kwacha, ufuna che 50 kwacha, so viavuta 50. Then kwa pwela munta, boy niko na zari mpangile kwa video. No matter how broke you are, you know, you just have to protect your brand so that next time azaka ndoba uza mwesanga tenge zari uja peka nyanche ndrama zanzere kuti mumpeke. So when I met William last, it showed me how big you can be. Because William last, I said he was lucky because the type of content he has, it doesn't have a language barrier because he doesn't talk. It's like Mr. Bean. Chinese people love Mr. Bean. Japanese love Mr. Bean. Indians love Mr. Bean because Mr. Bean doesn't say anything. It's just, you know, that's William Last. That's what he does. And then he has become so big that now he had to have a voice. Obviously, even Mr. Bean became so big that at one point he had to become Johnny English. Yeah, Johnny English. Yeah, we had to listen to the voice. You know, he had to say something. That's the level that William Last reached. Because William Last, some Drake shared his video. I think at some point even it was J. Cole. Yeah, Chris Brown too shared his video. So he had to have a voice. And then he's so big that he's become free with his content. By free, I mean he can say whatever he wants. He can use a bad word. He's so big, he can use the F word in a video. Not saying that I want to, but he has just reached that level where, you know, that's the type of content they want in the United States. They use those words. You know, to them, it's normal. It's funny. You know, we watch Wild and Out, where they're using the N word, they're using the F word, different type of words. So when I met him, I realized that you have to use all the talents you have. That's why as soon as I came back from Malawi, I did my first song as Ndine. You know, because William Last was nominated for a Grammy with his album, the first album he did. You know, because he was a musician as well before the content. Yeah. People didn't really take it seriously. Yeah, and then he started the content. You know, he doesn't live in Botswana anymore. Yeah, he's in SA now. Yeah, he lives in SA. The reason he said was because the market in Botswana didn't pay him his worth. He had to move to somewhere where they appreciate his art, because there he was just some ugly guy. In South Africa, he's a brand from Botswana. They take him very seriously. Big companies, you know, because when he was coming to Malawi Airlines gave him free transport. You know, I paid for my ticket from Zambia to Malawi, you know, from Malawi Airlines. But the same guy, we are going to the same show to perform for the same people. They gave him free transport, you know, to and from. It's a 9-hour round trip. You know, that just shows you how big he is and how much they respect him. So it's up to us now to brand ourselves to that level so that next time nikankarana show ku Ethiopian Airlines will be bantinema first class kakweleno kumara tsampelekani. What do you think holds most comedians back? Like, why my guys want to be this artistic? The market. The market and I think some personal reasons like family. Because careers day could be mfano wamena mabola ati nifunonkala comedian. They don't take it seriously. When I say I'm a comedian, someone will always ask me, so apart from comedy, what do you do? So, you know, they've already belittled the art. Yeah. You know, can you ask your maps that apart from music, what do you do? He has defied the odds. You know, he's getting 1 million views in 4 hours in Zambia, you know, where people didn't like YouTube. They only went to Facebook. You know, people in Zambia, nikaposta video, nikakafupisa, mwa makambira ku Nigeria. Nigerians post a short video on Facebook, then they're like, for the full video, go to YouTube. YouTube link in Zambia by Europe. Immediately they press that and it says you are about to leave Facebook. Leave where? Cancel. You know? So what really holds us back is they don't believe how big you can be and how much you can earn from your content. Comedy is seen as munguru. Nadiwa comedy, ndiwa munguru. It took my family a very, very, very long time to accept me as a comedian. They always thought it was one of those things he would do. Probably after 2 or 3 months, he'll come back again. But the same people who are there, they now depend on me, for support. Could work school, could work my university, could work Shan.
We plan to visit.
Yeah, out of just content creation. I don't do anything apart from that. I'm just there, just doing content, making content, posting it on Facebook. They don't know that social media has taken over. It's been long since people watched news on TV. They just pay up with kaka trending account. Wakwini wafa Facebook. Kudala tenzo ilinjira itamba pa BBC mwe bafera. But muona chetu mafoto pa status yabantu wafa. Panja papa or endo checking ku Facebook or checking Queen Elizabeth death popular now. Yeah, popular now.
Even something's happening. Popular now.
Yeah, popular now in their video. So I think what holds people back is they don't believe in how far they can go. Not them, but the people around them. It has to take your own belief in yourself and your own effort. You have to push yourself there. Because when you're starting music, for example, if you're a good rapper, people will offer you some free studio time. But in comedy, no one will do that. There's nothing they can do for you. You have to put yourself there so that they start, they now want to work with you. Because, for example, when I was starting out as a rapper, I would be given free studio time, people would offer to shoot free videos. But when you're starting out as a comedian, people are just like, so that's what holds a lot of people back. Because even our parents, they're still in those years where they believe, no, you have to become a doctor. You have to become a what? You have to become a... I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that, obviously, because we need doctors. I can't cure myself with comedy. So with the dreams they have for us, and I think people, like our parents fear for us, like maybe Aruba and maybe in Chamba, because there's no why Ashtaif, why Asankaif. So it has to take your own effort for you to make it, to make them believe that, okay. It had to take Pats on Daka to go to Leicester for most of our parents to start allowing kids to go to ground. But after about okay, Pats on anga longe mu UEFA. Mwepo anga inde ku Brighton, Kings kango anga inde ku Serbia from Kanyama kwa mimi ndongana na hivi kujam guys. Kansi vinga chitiki, kansi bana tindi kulibeba bana ngoma kambati mwana wanga ne whether chikangale bwanza kampatikiza paka akambeche bola, because they've seen what talent can do for you. You can earn more than a regular job on the desk, because you're earning per day, you're earning per week. You don't have a payday. A company can just come by we're starting a campaign Tayamba. DSTV we're starting a campaign Tayamba. There's no limit to how many things you can do. FIFA came while I'm working with 1xBet, while I'm working with Q2 FM, while I'm working with MultiChoice. I'm doing a lot of things and I'm getting income from a lot of places. So when that starts happening, that's when they believe now, FIFA influencer, this is really big. Why didn't they pick another person? They came to pick me, just a normal content creator. So if I can do it.
How far do you want to go? How big do you want to be?
Man, I want to evolve as time goes. So I always try to see how best I can appeal to South Africans, how best I can appeal to Kenyans. What do they watch? I try to, research as well. It requires a lot of work, because if I'm doing the Jamaican accent, I'm not Jamaican. I have to watch a lot of videos, tutorials. I've watched tutorials of French accents. I did a video recently with the Mexican accent. I had to learn how the certain tones they have in their language. It requires a lot of, patience just to shoot a 2-minute video. You study for like 3 days or 5, depending on how fast you are, So right now, I first have to, impress the ones I have at home. And then because that's how everyone starts. You start from home first, and then you start appealing to the other audience. I have to reach a level where I'm stable enough to do content in English, knowing that they won't accept it here, but I'll eat, because I already have something going on because of what I've already done. Maybe, for example, if I say I've started a business, right? I'm doing other businesses where I know, okay, Facebook, I'm already safe because I already have my own things going on that with the money I earned from these same people. So let me try to do content for the Chinese, you know. Let me try to do it for them, but I'm already safe. So right now I'm working on establishing myself here, being safe and secured for the future, so that even though I try something that, you know, because it's risking. You have to take the risk to do certain things. So if I say today I'll do Indian comedy. I did Nigerian comedy. Did you watch those videos?
Yeah, I saw the Nigerian one.
Most of the people that commented on those videos were Nigerians. So Nigerians know me now, you know, because they were like, this boy's pidgin, I think it's from me, and they're tagging each other. You know, they're tagging each other, and then most of the comments were Nigerian. And then I have messages in my inbox from Nigeria. So you go country by country. That's the strategy that's being used on our country, if a lot of people didn't know that. We have Josh Tufani in Nigeria, who married a Zambian lady. He's a content creator from Nigeria. You know Josh Tufani?
Yeah, I know the guy with the audition or something.
Yeah, the audition. He did that song, Uli Chipuwa, Uli Mongoli. He didn't do it because, you know, he loves the language. No, he did it so that he can appeal to us here. For that, we all know him here because the people were sharing, even comedians in Zambia were sharing the same content. We have Teacher Mpamiri, who's always like, if the president of Kenya is Kenyatta, who is the president of Zambia? And then people were like, Zambiata. You know, he's asking people in town. He's posting to Duale. You know, he was just posting on his page. Zambia to Duale. People were like, he knows to Duale. Just for that, they know him. So they use strategies, these guys. So they go country to country. One funny strategy I've learned from Americans is, if an average American, just maybe or a grade 9 wako America, apanga reaction video ya nyimbo ya Yo Maps as I sharing akono. Just for the fact that he's from America, he's white, he's not from here, Zambia kucharo. You know, that's the strategy those guys have used to gain followers from here. They don't, in fact, most of these songs they react to, they don't like the songs. It's not that they like them. They know how far it will get them. So they research who's the biggest artist in Kenya, who's the biggest artist in Malawi, who's the biggest artist in what. Just an average kid, ku bedroom zoko ba mai wake, kasechinga chepa phone. Kaipeza nyimbo. Pa! Oh man! Did you listen to the sound? Bro, this song is hard. We share it. He's big here.
You really have studied the industry.
I try.
And obviously we're winding down. Yeah. How are your relationships like with fellow comedians? I've seen you do collaborations, different videos and whatnot. You've mentioned that some of the songs that they react to, they don't like them. Are you forced to, get closer to some comedians to get ahead, even though you don't like them?
No.
So if you work with someone you like them?
People I like to watch. Not like Nikukonda as a person. The comedians I'm with mostly are comedians I've never even made a video with. Maybe we've made one or two, but mostly, if I enjoy what you do, if I watch what you do, like Maza, I'm a very huge fan of Maza. I like working with Maza. I like learning from Maza because probably he's been doing this longer than I have. I like interacting with him, but we're not like best friends. But I enjoy, learning from him. I like working with IDC. He's been doing this longer. He has more experience. He was one of those people when I was starting out who was there for me as, I can go there and ask for advice. I like working with Cosmas Ngandwe, Logic. He's older than me. He does his own thing, but he's also in the comedy industry, So I enjoy working with people I enjoy watching. I don't like working with people I don't enjoy watching. Not to take away from their art. They have that's why comedy is relative. Maybe I just don't relate to their content. But they're funny in their own way. There are comedians in Zambia who are really big, who I don't really watch because I don't like their comedy. There are other people who, even though some people say, them guys, they don't like what I do. So I just work with those people who I enjoy watching because I want to learn from them. Because obviously I like what they do. So I want them to make me understand why I like what they do. What did they do right to appeal to me? You know, that's what I do.
How secure is your Facebook page? Because for someone like you, if your page got hacked, or if, yeah, you know, how secure? Do you think about that?
It's very secure, actually, because there've been attempts to hack it, a lot of attempts to hack the page, and I learned from when my friends were hacked, because I remember Vubi was hacked twice. She was hacked the first time, she got it back. She was hacked the second time, then nothing happened. She had to start all over again. I remember the African Joker was hacked. So that's when I realized, okay, hacking me as well. So I had to consult from a lot of IT specialists. Also my people from the US, the same team. Guys. Hey, yeah, guys, go. Such the point, go advanced. Password. You know, so you know they had to advise as well certain measures. But on Facebook again, you can never be too safe. You just have to hope for the best. You know, you might try doing. They once hacked your maps. You know, he was one of the biggest artists in the country.
Yeah,
you would hope his YouTube is safe. You know, because you know he's your maps, but they still hacked him. So you just have to hope for the best because there's no page that's unhackable. People are making new technologies to hack people every day. You know, maybe it's about two-factor authentication. Everyone has more interested about two-factor authentication. You know, so yeah, you just have to hope for the best.
Is there anyone that you haven't worked with that you'd like to work with?
In Zambia?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to work with Shimumbi. I love Shimumbi. I'm a big fan of Shimumbi. And also, I think Shimumbi.
And outside Zambia?
Outside, Mr.
B.
Obviously. You know, I would like to work with Trevor Noah. You know, I'm like, when it comes to comedy, I'd say he's the one I look up to. But he's not my overall idol, though. I would like to work with William Last. We've worked together on stage. We've not, you know, made content together. I would like to work with Josh Tufani, Brain Jota. Yeah, those. In the United States, King Batch. I'm a very huge fan of King Batch.
Okay. You mentioned he's not your overall idol. So who is your overall idol?
I have two who do things that are completely different from what I do. There's a footballer and a musician. So Messi, not just because of his performance on the field, but because of his life as well, the lifestyle he has, and Chef 187 as well. Because you won't see Chef 187 everywhere. We even wonder where he goes after he performs. He just goes home, obviously. Because you won't find him in the club. You won't find him. He did a song where he said, "Simi muchikuru anishnabandipira." When you see me in the club, just know I've been paid. I won't just be found there for the sake of being there. So these two inspire me a lot. They've really been the people that I've been looking up to, trying to copy their lifestyles, not their art, because obviously I can't. I'm not a footballer. I'm not a musician-ish. I am.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So there's a boy in Karingaringa or in Mississippi compound who also wants to break the internet the way you did. He wants to go into content, wants to be a comedian. What are the 5 things you'd like to say to people like that who want to be like you or even better than you?
5. Yeah, they can either be but okay. 5. But 1, you might want to, for example, I said my idol was Messi, but I won't die trying to play football that I can't. So in order to be the Messi that I wanted to be, I had to be the Messi in what I'm good at doing. So nitide cheka Messi cheka mkomedi nilipo chena ni number 10 wa PSG. You know, so don't stress yourself trying to do something you can't. Try to find something you're good at. If you want to idolize me. Copy copy my lifestyle. Don't copy my art, because you'll be frustrated at the end of the day if you can't make people laugh. You think maybe people don't like you. No, maybe you're just not doing what you're good at. Ungangala tukonda Ndine, but ndio mkali kwa music. Cha music yako yeyo, but ukazintamba chisoche nikupanga cha man panga uzana ninkalisha Ndine kwa music. Ninkale Ndine doctor che yakatana. Tuma wadwalira but mama po. So try to do that. And always believe in yourself, man. Nobody's going to believe in you when you're first starting. Nobody believes in you. You have to force things for people to believe in you. And one other thing, just put in the work, because nobody's going to work for you. Nobody's going to come up with ideas for you. If you're a footballer, nobody's going to train on your behalf. Yeah. And always, if it requires money, just put in as much as you can. Because like music requires a lot. You won't blow if you don't do a music video, if you don't go to the studio. Also, I'm not to a producer nuoipa iya. Nyenchito yako kulipisa kuja. Sema buru wako. So ngati mzenga man afuna 10 pin. Nishipase 10 pin. Ngati Mr. Stash afuna 7 pin. Mpase 7 pin here as long as ungakuwa nisi. Ngati ulina banzako wamina wamashita produce bwino. Chan, but make sure that you promote. Then just be ready for the pressure that comes with it. There are a lot of people who just say, I want to be famous. They just think it's all flowers. But it's really, you might hurt others. You might hurt family. Family when ngoma boy wafika stage yako ati wakamata anankala wakaso wamafupanga munga bali busy. You have to be ready for all the negativity. You have to be ready for the people that won't like your music. Just because someone doesn't like your music or someone doesn't believe in your talent as a footballer doesn't mean you're a bad footballer. Doesn't mean you're not good at what you do. You have to be ready for the pressure that comes with it. You have to be ready for the work that comes with it. You have a show at 10. You have a show at 12. You have a show at 16. In Livingstone, one in Lusaka, another one in Kafue. You have to be ready for the road. You have to be ready to change your whole lifestyle. Because there are moments when, I remember when me and IDC were in an accident. We had 2 shows. One was here, one was in Livingstone. So we had one show here at 11, another one at 20 in Livingstone. So we were cruising, going to Livingston, and then we almost died, We ran into a cow and all that. We have to be mentally stable to endure an accident. 2 hours later, upe for mirabantu. So obviously you have accident, so it just changes your whole entire lifestyle. You have to be ready to lose friends. I have a lot. You have to be ready to lose friends, man, because a lot of the friends you have, but it's just that for example I had all the time to hang out when I was just sitting at home, but now I have things to do. I have places to go to. It's not because I don't like people or I don't like them anymore. It's just that sometimes I'm busy, but whenever I'm free, I always try to make time. But again, you have to understand that when I'm free, I have family as well that I need to see. Who have been complaining. Even my mom sometimes, mama complain, my phone, mami, tenze pa stage, sending a miyanke ni pa stage, mami, pa stage, nimba, ndani sekese wa nzami tumira. So yeah, you have to be ready for everything. The fame is not all green. It has a downside to it. Some people just want to kill you for no reason. Some are funa chipa charo che. Funa chati ako food che. Mena mama funa chati ako menye mo che. So yeah, all those things. Otherwise, it's possible. Sorry, I've just talked about the bad things, man. Fame has own advantages as well, and there are more advantages than disadvantages. But it's 40-60%.
Thank you, Ndine.
Thank you very much for having me, man. I didn't even have a chance to say I've been a very big fan since debate time. Wonderful things are coming.
Wonderful things. Stop saying that a long time ago. But yeah, you see, Ndine na parking. When you're good, you're good. Na parking. Just like you want to pack Bob Marley, Ndine vinango parking. Na parking headsok.
Imagine the car.
Headsok muna parking. Parking ako mweta ko vina.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for also accepting the invitation. I feel like, in as much as people see the jokes and whatnot, they have to understand the story. They have to understand the hustle, because what you do is as important as what someone is doing in a bank.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what we have to understand. The fact that you tell jokes doesn't mean you're a joker.
No.
Okay, people think, I'm a joke. No, you get the point.
That's true.
At the end of the day, you pay taxes. You also contribute to the economy. The same way someone in the Ministry of Finance is, it's the same way someone who's doing business and whatnot. And we have to make people understand that the arts are equally as important. And we also have to respect the people who are in the arts. You know, should not just people when they see you, hey, yeah, it's good. But at the end of the day, when we understand your story, we respect you because we look at you differently, you know. Because otherwise, you know.
I've encountered such situations, sorry to cut you short, where maybe I'm in a store or I'm in a mall or something, and then people just want you to perform right there. What? You know, they don't understand that we're people. We have funerals as well. We have heartbreaks. Yeah, sometimes. Maybe I'm to somewhere, or maybe I'm not feeling well. Maybe I'm sick or something. Then no, I'm a cheeky. They have to understand that we're human beings as well. We are not just characters on Facebook. We have our own personal lives and our own, you know, bad things that we go through.
Yeah, no. Otherwise, thank you very much. All the best with everything that you're doing.
Thank you.
We are watching, and the thing about what you do is, not everyone will tell you, that was good. No. There are different kinds of people on social media. There are those who watch, they'll never like, they'll never comment. Like they'll even follow your page. They just go to your page to see and come out. Or someone will share and they watch and that's it. And those will be your most loyal followers. The day you mess up, they'll just stop following you. They don't even comment, they just stop following you and they just move on. And you'll never even know about them. Okay? And then there are always those who them is just to comment, to praise, to like, to share. There are those kinds of fans. But there are also the fans that silently follow. When you let them down silently, they walk away.
Yeah, it's true.
And the others who just follow you, but they'll comment when you make a mistake. This boy,
I always said it's not funny.
Yeah, exactly. I tell this guy was dry. Now you see, you know, and they're waiting for that opportunity. But just never give them the light of day. You just do your thing. And also just like you said, you consult with different people. You know, you're young, the people who've been around. Find mentors, you know, those guys. How do you manage, or how do you deal with this? Because again, you haven't faced everything yet. You know, there are things that maybe Bob Nkosha has faced. Sit down with him. And sometimes I always tell people, sometimes invest money. Bob Nkosha, boss, let's go have coffee. You pay, you know, you sit down and you learn from them. Otherwise, that attitude most young people have for me, I've got more followers than Bob Nkosha. What can you tell me? And the people think like that, you know. We've overtaken them. Those are old school, whatnot. But being humble and, you know, willing to learn, there'll be no limit to how far you go.
It's true.
Thank you, Emma.
Thank you, big man. Cheers.
Move it.